everyone, my name's Victoria. Welcome back to Her Happy Mind, where I am using my channel to show people that happiness is not luck, it's skill. And so I'm using my master's in positive psychology to really go over the research and observations of how you can have a more healthy, happier, and meaningful life. And on today's episode, it's been one that I wanted to do for a while now. And so I'm so excited to be sharing it with you guys because it's all about how I want people to start seeing success again as a healthy, happy, sold in a medium-sized home than having a mansion and a Lambo. So somewhere along the way, we started shifting. Happiness is external and not internal. And so I'm going to be playing a few would you rather games with you today. And I really want this to be interactive. So if you can use the chat, I would love to read everything. I read everything, all the comments that people do. So if you can please just write your thoughts or what you would rather in the comments, that would be perfect. And there's a quote by Heath Ledger that I love. It was something that I posted like years ago, and then I resaw it doing my master's of positive psychology. So it says this: everyone you meet always asks if you have a career, are married, or own a house, as if life was some kind of grocery list. But no one ever asks you if you are happy. So good. So true. And we think that that person is happy when they have made it successfully. And successfully means now Lambos and mansions. Now, how much money is enough money to make you happy? Like, what is the line of like, if you make this much money, no matter if you make more, it doesn't really change your happiness levels. And so right now in 2025, it's $100,000 USD. So United States dollar. Okay. It's like 10 or 15 years ago, it was like $75,000. Now it's $100,000. Okay. It seems not a lot when you think a lot of people are just chasing millions of dollars, right? You just heard you just need $100,000 to be healthy, to be happy. So you could have more freedom. Maybe you can work a little or like have your really weekends off, or at least not have that stress of like being able to pay all the bills on time or your credit cards. So it's $100,000 for right now. There's also research out there, and I just started watching Vampire Diaries. So this is really funny. I know that I'm super late on the show, and don't ask me if I'm Team Stefan or Team Damon because I cannot make my mind right now. I'm only on season 2. So Caroline just became a vampire, and I'm sorry if this was a spoiler alert, but she just got turned into a vampire. And she was talking to Stefan, or no, Stefan was like, you know, who you are before you turned into a vampire, it just amplifies now as you as a vampire. And she was like, so I was a jealous, crazy girlfriend. So now I'm a crazy, jealous girlfriend on crack. It was like a line, something like that. And then Stefan was like, yeah. And research now shows, or research is showing, that if you are not already a happy person before you make all the money, money will not make you happier. It can help a little bit. Don't get me wrong. It could help you a little bit, but not much mentally in the happiness world. But if you are a happy, joyful, you love to laugh person before having money or making more money, that when you do have more money, your life will get better because your mental health was already very strong and already very high. So that puts things in perspective as well. Like, if you are, and I'm all for like, you have to grind sometimes. I know that life, it can be, it's a marathon of sprints. And in a marathon, I haven't ran a marathon, but if you run a marathon, you can't sprint the whole thing, right? It's like life is a marathon of sprints. And sometimes if you're building a business or chasing a dream or something, you do have to grind a lot. I'm totally in that realm of like, you do still have to grind. Resilience and grit is a very important aspect to me as a positive psychology practitioner. But if you are grinding all this time and you are not working on your mental health, you're neglecting the gym, you're not maybe doing your 3 gratitude, or you don't have a journal to express your emotions, you're not practicing self-compassion, you're not eating healthy, you're not regulating your emotions, you're just pushing everything to the side. When you get money, which, and again, it's not like you're going to be successful overnight kind of thing. So you might be doing this routine for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 years. And then finally, when you've made it because you got that dollar sign or you've got what you wanted, if you neglected all those relationships and friendships and all of that, you're going to be very lonely in your mansion. You're also going to be very unhealthy in your mansion. So this is where my first would you rather question goes in. And again, write it in the chat of which one you would rather. And I think some of you might be very, very surprised with yourselves. Example 1, picture this. You are overweight, you are overstressed in your job, you come home and have no connection to your wife or to your husband anymore. Your kids don't like you because all you do is work, but you live in a mansion and you drive a Ferrari. And girls, ladies, like for me, driving a Ferrari doesn't really do anything. So pick the car that you want or the vehicle that you want. And then that would be your dream. So you live in the most beautiful home and you drive your most perfect car. Is that a good life? Or let's say you live in a medium-sized home. You drive a used car. You enjoy your job. You love your colleagues. There's a healthy relationship at work. Your wife loves you. You come home from work and your kids are so excited for you to walk through the door. On Fridays or on weekends, you have your friends over, your family friends over, your kids' friends are over, and everyone's just laughing and having a good time. Materialistically, you have what you need, and really you don't have anything really much more. You aren't homeless, but you do have a lot of love. So my question is now, which one would you pick? You have a mansion and a Ferrari, but you have no love in your household. Your kids hate you, or you have like a medium-sized home, a used car, and you walk through the door and your wife and kids love you. It would have to be honestly a crazy person to pick the overweight and mansion and Ferrari. No offense. And if you're like, no, I would still pick that, please write it in the chat because I would love to know your reasoning. I would love to pick your brain. What is like enticing you to still pick that, okay? Would you rather for like young adults as well? Because if you're a parent, you can ask this to your kids and you can see where they are at mentally right now. And you can maybe help guide them if they are choosing one or the other and showing them like what life is actually about. You just got the latest iPhone. You wear the latest brands, the latest clothes, all the new athletic gear that costs your parents a lot of money. And the people around you think you have it all together. On social media, you have the followers, the likes, and your life looks perfect online. But you wake up every morning anxious about school. You compare yourself to everyone online. Friends feel like you're more in competition mode than connection mode. And deep down, you feel empty. Or would you rather? You don't have the trendiest phone. Your clothes are great, but they're no designer and they're pretty average. Maybe you don't post as much. You don't have a lot of followers. You might not have a lot of likes, but you love your classes. You have 2 to 3 amazing good friends that you laugh with. They come over for sleepovers and you laugh so much that you're crying. And you actually feel relaxed once you walk through your home every day after school. Which one would you rather? So we're chasing peace, not perfection here. And I think it's really simple once we stand back and see that if you're pushing so hard to want things, and that's normal because that's literally, again, and I like bringing back our glacier brain or how our brains are literally still trained to our survival mechanism of our brain, where our brain is just looking for shelter, food, and survival. But in modern life, it has caused us in this endless cycle of like, I'll have this when I'm happy. And so that's why more and more research is like, okay, this is how much money you need. This is what you need to focus on. And so that's like the most important thing of like, when we look at positive psychology, it's about PERMA. Positive emotions, engagement, relationships, meaning, accomplishments. The M is meaning. The M is not money. So if your money, it doesn't equal anything to meaning or to purpose or to what you're going through in life or what you want to get out of life, you're chasing the wrong things. Okay, and there's another research out there that in the pool of the 10 richest people in the world, or the 10 relationships of the billionaires, there has been a collective of 13 divorces. Elon Musk has gone on different interviews multiple of times and just saying that, well, he was so wired differently from the most of us at birth that you cannot just like become Elon Musk. Like this is when my episode of happiness is like genetics, and sometimes you're born like genetically wired differently. Elon Musk was like made differently genetically in his mind. Even if you work that hard, he is just literally built different, and we can't do anything about that. And so, but then Elon Musk then goes on record like how he says like, being him isn't easy. And he points to his head. He points to his brain essentially. And he says that my brain is always on and it's running way too fast. So again, would you rather? Would you rather be Elon Musk, SpaceX, I think top 3 richest man in the world? I don't know, but he's for sure in the top 5, if not like, whoa. But I think he's on the top 5. can go anywhere, can get anything, literally, can buy probably his own, like, could probably buy like countries at this point. And he said that you wouldn't want to be me because of my brain. So again, is it worth it? Again, he's wired differently. So no matter what, I feel like he would have been doing great things with his mind. But if you are chasing things, ask yourself, is it worth it? And if you're neglecting those relationships, or you're neglecting your friendships, if you're neglecting your health, if you're neglecting your mindset, is money worth it? Or when you do get the money, is everything you're just going to spend the rest of your life trying to build yourself back up? So I want to ask you, would you rather look like you have it all or actually feel like you do? Do you want to look on the outside that you have it all, or do you actually want to feel like you have it all? And I think that's really important with social media these days. And when I got social media, I was like entering grade 11, grade 12. I'm not an iPad kid. There's iPad kids out there, and I feel like maybe that could be a whole other like episode, because parents need to start reading The Anxious Generations, and parents need to be more aware that Bill Gates and certain people that have created these apps, created these devices, don't let their kids on it. And if they don't let their kids on it because they designed it, like, it's a huge sign of maybe your kids shouldn't be on it. I always get triggered when I'm in Costco and I see like an 8-year-old like swiping with one hand, or like a 4-year-old just and I'm like, what? Like, this is not something they should be like crying or, like chewing on a toy or something. That's not it. But what I'm getting is that social media has gone so one way of like posting a perfect life that people are so busy trying to look perfect than trying to be perfect. And maybe perfect's not the right word. So many people are trying to make their social media good that they don't make their life good outside of social media. Like, does that make sense? Like, for me, social media is still a place where I love showing my lifestyle. I share what I love. I share my friends. But I'm still like private-ish on my social media. I don't share everything that I'm going through. So in a way, yes, it's kind of like a highlight reel. Some kids that are iPad kids are going to grow up thinking that their life is through a lens, and they have to make everyone believe that their life is through this bubble, and like, your life is what you see online. So they spend so much time fixing and filtering and getting the right position and like getting the right clothes. Like, there is research out there as well. I know I'm bouncing back and forth right now, so I hope you can like follow the ball, but that's just like who I am. There's research out there as well that girls are not going through the ugly stage anymore. And that's like affecting their self-esteem and their self-compassion, because 12-year-olds today look much older. And I think me and my friends can speak that our ugly stage in high school like built a lot of character. Like, looking back now, like, that humbles you. And if you don't go through that stage of being ugly, like just like walking into school and be like, screw it, this is what I'm looking like. But now it's like we try to perfect ourselves so much that girls don't go through that ugly stage, and they try to perfect everything. They're so busy making a perfect world online, a great world online, that they're not making a great world outside of that. That really breaks my heart, because they're spending so much time online worrying about what people think than what people think right next to them. And so that could make you think, that could, if you have a daughter, if you have a son, having these conversations, because the quicker you can educate them on these things, you can also send them my episode, because I say it with a loving heart. And I search out there. I've been through a few research now. If you want to learn more, there is Savoring and Simplicity, like the life of savoring things and the life of simplicity. Fred Bryant has a really, really good article in 2023 behind the science behind savoring and simplicity. I think by Martin Ziegelman, the Flourish book is absolutely great. Emotional Intelligence by Dan Goleman, I think it is. Research by Kenman and Deaton in 2010 of how more income has a little effect on happiness. So these are different things that I pulled from today's episode. But yeah, I think if you can go in your gratitude journal and focus on 3 things you have, nothing crazy, nothing wild. Peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Right now, I'm filming my first episode where it's snowing outside. It's not even mid-November. I'm grateful that I have heating, so I don't have to go outside and like turn a fire on, like start a fire. I'm grateful that I have running water. I'm not talking about anything crazy. But those things, even if you write them in the chat, just writing them or me just saying them out loud, like, it does change your wiring in your brain to see you as something that's present. So if you don't have a journal, get a journal. And again, think about, and if you want to type it in the chat, if you want to add me on Instagram at Her Happy Mind, then DM me. what do I want my life to feel like, not just look like? And you can write it openly to everyone, or you can send me a message on Instagram, and I would love to read them. I read all my comments, I read all my DMs. So just send me a quick one there, and I would love to read it. So again, everyone, stay present, stay mindful, stay happy and healthy, and I'll see you on the next episode. Bye, everyone.